This is the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Hayes Realty is a team of former Big Five banking foreclosure specialists committed to helping homeowners win in the real estate market. Their knowledge of the foreclosure banking industry, combined with their deep understanding of the Southern California real estate market, have enabled them to meet the needs of many homeowners facing foreclosure. Here's the host of your show, Emmett Hayes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Emmett Hayes with the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast. Thanks for tuning in another week with us. So a couple weeks ago, I made a post on my Instagram, Hayes Realty 100, and I was talking about a project that we started and that we had just obtained that we were, getting ready to start the rehab on. And I had got a couple of questions from listeners. They were like, "Oh, are you back flipping houses again?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm back. We had some few ups and downs, and we had to bounce back from those. But yeah, I'm back." And then the follow-up question was, "Well, how are you buying those houses?" And I told them it was, essentially we have a private money lender who funds our deals for us, and it's basically equivalent to having a hard money lender, just I'm not dealing with a middleman person being the hard money lender. I'm dealing directly with the investor who actually fronts the money. So basically it's like hard money. I'm just dealing direct. So they asked me, "Well, how do you get a hard money loan?" So I thought about it and said, that's a good topic to talk about. I mean, if you go through previous episodes on the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast, you would see I talk a lot about how to find deals under market value, where to go to get those, and how do you try to obtain these properties. But one thing I never really talked about is the financing you need to purchase these properties. You can't get standard financing when you're buying a property that's a complete dump. I mean, banks don't lend on that. So you got to get private money individuals who have the stomach for real estate to invest in your project. And if you don't have people like that, then you got to reach out to a hard money lender, and they have investors who they reach out to that have the stomach for real estate and want to invest. And so hard money lenders, I mean, it's easy as you can Google them online and a bunch of them will come up. Now, the main things to think about when you're going to a hard money lender is you're going to have some money. You're not going to be able to buy a property that needs to be rehabbed without putting any money down. Now, the only option to that is if you have a private money lender who just funds all the money and you have something worked out, then of course then you're in a great position. But if you're going to deal with a hard money lender, they're going to require you to have some skin in the game. They're going to want you to put something down. Most times it's going to be about 10% minimum. They'll say, okay, we'll fund 90% of the purchase price and 100% of the rehab. So you'll have to put 10% down plus closing costs. And you're going to potentially have to have some money to get started on the project because they're not going to release you any money up front to get started on the project. One thing to keep in mind is that hard money lenders do not really, your credit is not a big deal. So some people may say, "Oh, I got terrible credit. I got bad credit. They're not going to lend to me." They're really lending based upon the deal. Do the numbers make sense? Is this a real deal? Is there a real spread in there? And if so, then they're going to lend you the money based on the deal, not your credit. They may try to charge you a little higher interest or an additional point or something if you have bad credit, but normally they don't even do that. They're just really basing it off of the deal. So as long as it's a deal with good margin in it, then they're going to lend on it. Now, there's a couple of things about these hard money loans. They're going to have pretty high interest. And when I say pretty high, I'm talking anywhere from 9 to 12% interest. Yeah, the interest is high, but as long as your property has good margin in it, then everybody's going to make money. Usually a hard money lender is going to charge points anywhere from 1 to 4 points. Hopefully you can find somewhere in the middle, get somebody who may only charge you 2 points. I mean, like I said, I deal directly with my private money lender, so I don't have to pay any points. I actually just have to pay about 1 point in doc fees so they can prepare the docs and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't pay any hard money lender points or anything like that. So, that's one of the perks of having private money. But your hard money lender is the third party intermediary who actually knows the investors and has the investors. So because they know and have the investors, they charge a fee basically for you to deal with their investors. And that's where those points come from. And now here is a quick word from our sponsors.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee.
Order your bag of EH3 coffee at eh3coffee.com, or you can find us at walmart.com.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com. This is Dr. Jarrett Patton. You are listening to the Hayes Realty Real Estate Podcast.
Hard money loans are short-term loans. They're usually maybe a year. And then you have to pay it off or refinance out, or maybe you pay a penalty fees if you're close to closing. Maybe there's a penalty that you'll pay, but generally they give you up to a year to get that project done. So if you know what you're doing, or even if you don't know what you're doing, you should be able to get the project done within a year. Now, of course, you're going to have some hard money lenders who they're only going to loan maybe 80% of the purchase price and none of the rehab, which means that you'll have to have money to do the rehab. Keep in mind, you're trying to get this project done as quick as possible because the interest is adding up. So you don't want to buy a property and not have the money to do the rehab and get started on it immediately. You may say, oh, I got plenty of time. But trust me, that time goes quick. I mean, we've been unfortunate and made those mistakes buying too many properties and not being able to get started on all of them at once. And some of them sat and the market changed a little bit. And, they ended up being losses whenever we got done with them and it was time to sell. So we realized when we bought them, they were deals. But because we waited months before we started on them, things changed, market shift. So the whole goal is to buy it and get it fixed up and sold as quick as possible. So you don't want to waste time not having money to do the rehab. If you don't have the money to do the rehab, then you got to try to get a hard money lender who lends on the rehab construction also. That way you can have some money, but still you're going to have to front the initial start of the project. So you got to make sure that you got the proper savings, got the proper money saved up to do a rehab. If you're able to find a hard money lender who does a loan where they'll fund 90% of the purchase and 100% of the rehab, you don't get 100% of the rehab up front. You get them in a draw system, through a draw system at an escrow account. So the money's held in escrow, and as you get done with certain things of the house, you can request a draw, and then they'll send an inspector out and inspect the property, and then they'll determine whether or not the work is done. And if the work is done, then they will wire the money to you. So you have to make sure that you have the money to keep the project going, regardless if those draws are coming on time or not, because you don't want to be slowed up by these draw system and an inspector who says that he doesn't think it's done when it's done. So you must make sure you got all your money ready to do the project, regardless if you're getting 100% of the rehab financed. Lastly, dealing with hard money lenders, they usually can fund quickly, just depending on how quick all the paperwork gets done and stuff like that. They usually can fund in 5 to 7 days and close quick and get things moving on the rehab. So that's a good thing about dealing with, hard money, private money lenders, is they can fund pretty quick and you can get things going pretty quickly as long as you have your plan mapped out. So the biggest takeaway from all of this is the 2 key elements you need in order to get financing from a hard money lender are: you need to have, number 1, a deal. So if you come to the hard money lender with a deal, then they're going to fund it. And number 2, you need to have some money to put down and to do the rehab. You have those 2 things, you will be able to obtain a hard money loan. Hard money lenders will even give first time investors a chance. As long as it's a deal and you have the money, they'll give you a chance because they feel safe on that investment. So make sure you find a good deal and you have your money stacked up. You will be able to obtain a hard money loan. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. If you want to reach me, you can hit me up on Instagram at Hayes Realty 100, or you can hit me up on Facebook at E Hayes Realty. Until next time, take care, everybody. Do you need any help with any real estate needs? Maybe you need to sell a home, or maybe you're looking to buy a home, or maybe you're going through foreclosure and need help in navigating through that. Reach out to Hayes Realty for all things real estate. Give us a call at 1-800-217-0034. We got you.